time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time. It's Corona time. It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time. Corona time. It's Corona time.
Hey, I hope you are having a great week. Hopefully you are still corona free and have been using your hand sanitizer and been washing your hands the way that you are supposed to over the last week or so.
Because one main way viruses spread is when you touch your own mouth, nose, or eyes.
You know, how is it not being in school? Are you still pumped? Are you bored out of your mind yet? Which one is it? See, that's the thing with y'all. Y'all always complain when you're in school and then you get out of school and you're like, I'm bored. You know, pick one, all right? And the one that you should pick is probably going to school because you can learn something instead of getting sick. Anyways, hey, hopefully you're having an awesome week. But clearly, if you look around everywhere, it is Corona time, right? It's everywhere. So that I think that begs a question from you and from me is there anywhere that we can go to find a little bit of hope in this time? Right, I don't know about you, but I've met a lot of people who are just, they're just freaking out. You know, what do we do? Where do we find hope? Where do we find joy? And so the question is there anywhere that we can go, anything that we can do, anything that we can find to give us a little bit of hope, a little bit of something over the next few weeks? Now, I think Jesus in one of his teachings answers that question pretty good. And over the next few minutes in this video, we're going to take a look at it. Before we get into that, I need to make sure you know about a couple things. The first thing is that the 29th is on its way. And the 29th is a big day. All right, it's a big day. Here's the thing. On the 29th is when registration for Mix will close. Mix is our summer conference for middle school students. It's also the day that registration opens for Move. Move is a registration for our high school summer conference. The 29th, you can register after the 29th if you want to go to Move, but there's a couple big reasons why you definitely want to register on the 29th. And it's very simple. It is called the Summer Conference 6. That is right, the Summer Conference 6. If you register within the first 24 hours of registration opening, you could be entered to win all the perks that the Summer Conference 6 will get. You will get to pick where you want to sit on the way there. You will get to pick a friend to sit with you. You never have to wait in line for food. You get an exclusive snack bag on the way there. You will get a Summer Conference 6 t-shirt that no one else will get. You will also get one of these bad boys right here. This is our scooters that you will get to ride. So at conference, it's at a college campus. And on the college campus, it's a lot of sidewalks. And everybody else will be walking around. But if you are picked to be one of the Summer Conference 6, you will not walk. You will ride. Look at that. It's like a mustache. Woo, look at a mustache. Fear the stash. But yeah, while everybody else is walking around, not you. You'll have one of these bad boys to drive around all week long. So get your registration in on the 29th. If you're going to Mix, make sure you get it in before the 29th because it is closing in fast. But I figured telling you about it and showing you are two different things. So let's take it for a spin. So the second thing you need to remember is on April 5th, we will be playing Extreme War after our gathering at the Mad Mexican. So it's right afterwards. You come to the gathering and you stay after. You've played the card game War, right? You and somebody else, you put a card down, whoever has the highest card wins, and you're trying to collect all the cards. So it's War, but extreme, right? So you'll be playing, there'll be different things that you have to do to get more cards. Sometimes cards will be taken away from you, and there's nothing you can do. I'm gonna give out random cards to different people, and we're gonna play 3 different rounds. And as this crazy game of War is happening, and you have to get up and run around and do different things to get cards, or you'll lose cards as that is happening. We'll play 3 rounds, and whoever wins each round gets a really cool prize. So we got 3 different prizes for 3 different rounds. All right. So the first prize for the first round is I went and got a TV. And so we're gonna give this away for one of the rounds. So if you need a TV, you should come play Extreme War with us on the 5th. We have some Power Beats X come on. These are brand new. It's still shiny in the package. Shiny. So there's these. The third prize that we have is possibly my favorite, a brand new in the box JBL portable speaker. This is the Charge 3. Come on. This thing may be small, but let me tell you, it packs a punch, right? So it's one of their best selling speakers. I think what I love about it the most is here in the back, you open this bad boy up and kablamo. You got an aux cord, and you also have a way to charge your phone as it's going on, right? You know, the JBL Charge 3, come on. So both of those are coming up. But like I said at the beginning of our video, what about this week? If Jesus was here today, what would he say to you and to me to give a little hope? What would he say as far as like instructions of how we should live in this crazy, crazy time? I think it's found really well in the book of Matthew. So in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus is teaching, and he says this in verse 13. It says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You're the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp, put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light for everyone in the house to see. In the same way, let your light shine before man, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." Jesus starts and he says, hey, you're the salt of the earth. For that to make sense to us, I think we need to understand Jesus' context of how salt was in that modern day, which is different from today. I mean, today, if we want salt, we just drive to, I don't know, Walmart and get it. Before we go to Walmart, we're going to stop by Joella's and get some chicken. If you didn't know, me and Christian actually slept outside of Joella's for a night to get free chicken for a year. Here's a picture. We are the champions, my friends. That is Christian in all of his glory. And so what they gave us these free meal for a year coupons. And so this is like our favorite restaurant. We eat here almost all the time. Free chicken. It's the best.
It's chicken. It's fried chicken. I like fried chicken.
Hey, we finally made it to Walmart. Christian's with me. If you haven't been to the grocery store, then you need to know that there's not any meat here. It's just empty, just like that. So there might be a little bit more food here at Walmart, but there is still not a piece of toilet paper. So Jesus says that we are the salt of the earth, and I'm trying to find table salt. I don't know about you. If you've ever been in Walmart, you can never find anything. Christian, where's the table salt? Flour, sugar, and spices, and baking. Just like that, we came to the store and got some salt. It was in the aisle. This isn't the only one. There's several down here, and so we just came and picked it up. In Jesus' time, it wouldn't have been that easy. Salt was a pretty hot commodity. It was way more valuable than today. And the reason that is, they used it for a ton of stuff. One of the common things that we take for granted is we throw food into the refrigerator. Like leftovers, whatever the case, it keeps it, it preserves it. Back in the day, they didn't have a refrigerator, right? You could just go home and put your leftovers in the fridge, right? If you went and you had some meat, you couldn't just throw it in the fridge to keep it nice and chill. What did you have to do? They had to take salt, they'd put it on it, it would dry it, and it would preserve the meat. right? And so there was tons of different uses for salt. And in this text specifically, Jesus says, hey, you are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its saltiness, then what good is it? So Jesus is specifically here, he's talking about how salt enhances food, right? The taste of it. No one eats something and says, man, this is such great salt on this food. But they will eat. Have you ever had some mashed potatoes that don't got any salt in them? I don't know about you, but just don't taste good. But you put some salt in there, like add a little Salt Bae, right? And like the mashed potatoes then taste good. And you say, man, these are good mashed potatoes. You don't say, this is good salt in this mashed potatoes. And so Jesus says, hey, you want to know what adds hope into the world? You want to know where hope is going to come from? All right? When times get dark, when the world gets kind of crazy, what is it that enhances the world so much that it looks a little better, it tastes a little better? And Jesus says, hey, it's you. It's the church. And if you've lost your saltiness, if you're not enhancing the world in these dark times, if you're not allowing Jesus to move through you, right? If you're not leaning into Jesus when life gets crazy so you can stay a little salty to make the world taste a little better for others, then what good have we done? Like I mentioned mashed potatoes. Another thing are French fries. All right, I don't know about you, but there's got to be salt on French fries because it enhances the taste and it makes them taste better. Like I wonder what would happen if you went to McDonald's and said, you know what? I just want some fries, but I don't want any salt on them. I bet they would taste gross. But I'm all about not just saying it, but actually doing it. So let's see what happens and how gross French fries really are. Yeah, I got a question. Can I get some French fries but without any salt?
No, sir, but I don't think usually with unsalted fries, when people want their fries fresh, we usually drop the fries fresh per to order. Should that be at least get it fresh, crispy like the customer wanted? But with your order with the salt, we still drop it fresh for you.
It's okay. I just want the salty ones. Give me the regular salty ones. Thanks. Got them French fries on them. Ooh, they're hot. Some fresh fries, freedom fries. So we got our fries. So technically, McDonald's says that you could get fries without salt, but they didn't have them. You had to wait, and then they'd cook you some, and it would take a long time. And so the guy wasn't even sure. So we just got regular fries, which are definitely the way to go. So Jesus says, if salt lost its saltiness, what good is it? Right? We're supposed to enhance the world around us just like salt enhances food. But not just make it better. Make it better in the name of Jesus. Bring hope. Like that's our job. We're supposed to bring hope and light and joy. And Jesus does that for us personally, so we could do it to others, right? But he doesn't stop there. Jesus goes on. He says not only are we the salt of the world, that we're the light of the world as well. And so how do the salt and light connect? What is Jesus talking about? So we found ourselves back at Walmart once again. Jesus says that you are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. So we were trying to find light bulbs and lamps. Christian, here's the thing. We're going to play a game. I'm going to hide in one of these racks. Christian's going to take the camera. And I'm going to hide, and I'm going to stick my hand up in the air. And you have to see if you can find my hand in 3 seconds, or else you lose. All right, ready, set, go. Did you win? Did anybody win? Oh, you won? Hey, congratulations. You're like, where's Waldo? Like I Spy books. Good job. High five. Looky here. It's like Lamp City. Look at all these lamps. They got big lamps, skinny lamps, see-through lamps, gold lamps, silver lamps, glass lamps, all kind of lamps. So we need to buy a lamp, and we're gonna get that one. Which one is it? Light bulbs. Actually, Clint broke a light bulb in our office this week anyway, so we need to get 2 light bulbs, one for the one that Clint broke, and then one for my new lamp desk lamp. Desk lamp. We have our lamp and we have our light bulb. And Jesus finishes up his teachings talking about those two things. Just to recap, in verse 14, he says, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people take a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house." So Jesus often uses really simple illustrations to get his point across, right? Don't overthink it. Jesus is trying to get you to imagine exactly what it sounds like. Imagine somebody buys a lamp, right? They turn it on and it gives light. When the house is dark, that's what a lamp does, right? If the power goes out, you use a flashlight to bring light. So no one, if the power went out or had a lamp, is going to take a lamp, and then once they turn it on to put light in a house, even if they don't want to, like my wife, she loves to put lamps around. Shelley loves lamps versus like overhead lights, right? So let's imagine Shelley like turned off the overhead light and she's got lamps around. No one's going to turn on the lamps to add light and then say, you know what? This looks good. We're just going to place this right there. Awesome. Jesus is saying, hey, imagine somebody would do that. And each of us say like that makes no sense because the light is to give light. So why would you cover the light up? Like it's that simple. Light, no light. Light, no light. Jesus says, hey, no one does that. A city on a hill can't be hidden. And then Jesus takes both of these things. He takes the salt and then he takes the light and he brings them together for the point of how we get joy, how we get hope, right? How do we get a different perspective than the entire world, than what's going on? And this is it. He wraps it all up and he puts them together in the same way. So just like salt enhances food, and just like light, brings light and darkness and gives you a way to see, right? All both of it. So just like those two things, let your light shine before man, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. Did you catch it? Did you catch where the hope was really coming from? It's us. How do we find hope? Where does hope come from? It comes from the church. It comes from us followers of Jesus. Is we, as people who have given our lives to Christ, are supposed to be a little different. We're supposed to be kind of salty. Our light is supposed to shine when these happen. When bad things happen, our light is supposed to shine. So that's the key. So that when people see these deeds, when they see our difference, when they see our light, when they recognize the saltiness, that they praise your Father in heaven. Man, it's our job to be different. It's our job as Christians to add a little bit of hope, a little bit of joy. Is that your goal over the next few weeks? I mean, can you focus on Jesus and being salt and being light rather than what everybody else is focusing on? And can we give a different perspective to the world rather than what everybody else is posting about? And let me challenge you to post positive things instead of negative things. Let's be honest, there's enough corona facts out there. But what if you posted not about the virus, but about the joy that Jesus can bring? About how the virus is still alive in the world, but rather in your life, there's hope and there's joy. And what does that look like? To where when people see all these happy posts, they ask themselves, man, why is there some light in her life? Why is there some light in his life and not in mine? Maybe it's just reaching out to your family members, showing love, showing joy, and being happy and putting a positive spin on things because all they want to talk about is the negative things. And so as you show joy and hope and salt and light, they begin to ask themselves, why is there a little bit of hope in their lives and not in mine? Maybe it's friends, the same thing. A lot of you have the opportunity right now with your siblings to show what this looks like. Believe it or not, you might not like it. You probably don't like it. But your little brothers and your little sisters are looking up to you on how you respond in these situations. Now, there might not be some giant life change decision in your little brother or sister's lives, but they will remember how you responded compared to how the rest of the world responded. Are you being salt and light? And maybe you, if you're honest, you think about yourself, you'd be like, Adam, I can't be salt and light because I still feel like one of the crazy ones. I don't have any hope. I don't have any joy. I don't know how you can even talk about being happy in this craziness. and you're scared, and you're just kind of, you don't know what to do, and you're wondering what's different, right? Where does this salt and this light come from? It comes from a guy named Jesus. That's why we do what we do. That's how we are able to find this hope and light. That's the gospel, right? Jesus came to this earth. He was God. He came to this earth, died on the cross for our sins. And because of that, our relationship with Jesus can be restored. Our relationship with God can be restored. And so we live for him. And so we don't focus on the things of this world, because God promises us eternity. God promises us, that one day he'll return. And when he comes back, he's going to right every wrong, clear every tear. Justice will be had. And so when we think about the God that we serve and how big and how good he is, the little things of this world, while coronavirus is a giant thing, compared to God's goodness and God's holiness, like it's kind of small. And so as somebody who follows Jesus, we can look at it and say, you know what? To us, this isn't the end of our lives. It's just an opportunity to show people about Jesus. And so maybe you're wondering, hey, how do I have joy? Is it possible for me to have joy? Absolutely. Is it possible for you to have hope and peace in this? Absolutely, because we serve a God. There is a God who is bigger than all of this. The coronavirus didn't surprise Jesus. It didn't surprise God. It's not like he's caught off guard and is saying, like, what's going on? Like, what are we going to do with planet Earth? Right? Planet Earth is just, they got the coronas and we don't know how to stop it. God's not, it's not surprising to him. And so can we recognize God's hand in the middle of it and how he wants us to be used in that? He says, you're the salt of the earth. You're the light of the world. And when people see your good deeds, they'll glorify their Father in heaven. And let me challenge you this week to be salt and be light, to show a little hope, to show a little difference, while the rest of our world is just kind of going crazy.